Hello, 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 and welcome to Relationship Rhetoric. I am your host, Unapologetically Angela, and I hope everyone is doing beautifully on this amazing Tuesday. I hope you are ready to talk about love and roller coasters and unicorns and glitter and donuts. I just found. So, we're going to discuss and talk to an amazing couple. I am more familiar with the bride, whether she knows this is not or not. She was one of the people who inspired me to start putting on my own shows, watching her hustle, watching her rip things up, watching her cry, watching her storm out, and then come out and perform and be like nothing happened. So watching her go through and watching how she handled business once she left Memphis, I said, you know what? I know if she can do it and have a mental breakdown every show and still kill the game, I know I can do it too. And it's really, really nice that she is a woman of color and she's still out here grinding. She may not be still in Memphis, but she's still out here and she is still out here grinding, doing what she loves to do. And I am interested to find out who snatched her up because she is definitely a bougie unicorn. So, ladies and gentlemen, I introduce to you the Paddens, Coco, Rose, and Crystal. Howdy, people. Oh, we just talking
Hello.
this Wi-Fi thing.
I don't know. It's on the hotspot. I don't know what's with this Wi-Fi.
It was just doing fine. Now it wants to be weird.
That's okay. Well, we're gonna talk through it. We're gonna talk through it. How are you doing?
We're good. I'm good.
Good.
Good. Okay, so let's start with you. Do people know your real name, Coco?
We don't do that.
Okay, all right. I just want to be sure. Just let me. So, how has life been since you've left Memphis?
I don't know. I was on this like amazing trajectory of like head in the sand, burlesque, 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 and then it stopped abruptly. And I'm like, what do I do now? I moved here to perform and I can't even go to the grocery store normally. So it's like I'm still trying to figure out that footing of what is Atlanta to me now, because it was a little hub for performance. And now it's like it's not a home because Memphis is always home. That's home. That's I can get around that city with my eyes closed. But Atlanta is we're here. That's all I got. We're here.
Okay. Okay. So, Crystal, is Atlanta where you were born? Where are you from?
Yeah, I'm from Atlanta. I was born and
You're
raised.
from Atlanta.
Yeah.
You're from Atlanta. Do you feel like it's home for you, or you see yourself, or you two moving?
Definitely see moving because this is my roots are here, but want to branch out. Like I don't want to stay here. Like this is not a settling place for me or for us.
Okay. 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 So let's get into you two. So where were you in life? What was going on, Coco, before Crystal?
Burlesque. Like I gave myself when I moved here almost 3 years ago now. I had this written out plan. These are the goals. Once I get to these goals, then I'll start dating. So I had accomplished all of those goals. I'd won a title. I'd gotten into a magazine. I'd done all these photo shoots. I'd gotten into festivals. And I'm like, okay, I guess I need to start dating now. And I realized, okay, I have to date the way I work, or it's never going to work because I'll always dismiss it to the side. So I literally, the same focus that I gave to my performing, I did it with dating. And
oh, nice. Okay.
Oh, Jesus.
Okay. So with that being said, Crystal, walk us through when you first saw her and was like, okay.
The first time we really started talking, I don't want to say I ghosted her. I didn't ghost her. I didn't want to say
She stood me up.
I stood her up because I was like, man, she's just playing. She really not trying to mess with me like that. So the next time I was like, okay, if she really real, I'm gonna invite her out to my scenes. It's something I like to do. I like to dance. I'm a dancer. So I was like, if she come out to me, come out dancing, then okay, she's for real. And so she came out. We had a good night. And then our following date was that was that Sunday at Pond City Market. When I tell you it lasted all day, like 9 hours. We left there. We went to a bar. We was there for 6 hours on sake and Miller High Lifes. Like our first date, Miller High Lifes. Like that was a wild night. Don't mix sake and Miller High Life ever.
No,
Please,
never.
I'm thinking, my goodness.
But from that first date, I was like, yeah, we're gonna get married. She was like, girl, whatever, we're not getting married. I was like, I'm gonna marry you, and that's just what we're gonna do. She was like, yeah, okay, whatever.
I told her she wouldn't make it until my next show.
Yeah, because listen, this lady is a piece of work. I mean, I've known her just a minute or two, and I was like, she got married?
It was quick. It was quick. I had to, because I already knew it was like, she was like, you're not gonna make it. She was like, if we make it that long, I said, okay.
What's your sign, Crystal?
I'm a Cancer.
Yeah. Okay, so help me, Coco. So she stood you up, and I know, again, your patience is very short. So what made you say, okay, I'll give it a second try?
My burlesque friends.
Okay.
They're like, give her another chance, blah, 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 whoop-de-woo. And I'm just like, I tried, done, keep it going. But they convinced me. And most of them that were pushing me to give her a second chance came up with all these excuses. We're at the wedding, so. And they're like, even now, when I'm like, I'm ready to kill y'all, she's like, you can't get rid of her. We like her. She's our friend now. I'm like, that's not how this game works.
So where was the first date supposed to be?
At a ramen restaurant. So I was pissy. Like, ramen. Like, you're gonna stand me up and I want noodles?
So that would explain why the picture that you posted, your bowl of noodles, is this huge. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Love noodles. And I still, even though she stood me up, I still went to the restaurant by myself.
Wow. Okay. So at what point, Crystal, even though you were saying, oh, I'm going to marry you, this was a good vibe, what point did you really feel like, oh, I'm really serious about her? I really want to marry her?
Maybe a week into it. But she think I'm tripping. Okay, so when we went to Savannah.
Okay.
So how long into the relationship was that?
That was a few weeks. No, that was about a few weeks or a month, a little over a month.
And she was like, I got a show in Savannah. I was like, I'm gonna go with you. She was like, you're not going with me. I was like, I'm going with you. I went, and I was like, yeah, this is. That's when I started planning the proposal.
Oh, wow. Okay, so yeah, here's the part. So let's talk about the planning of the proposal.
Yes. So she was dropping hints. She was like, if you're going to propose, you should propose in my favorite donut shop, Sublime in Atlanta, the Black-owned donut shop. It's her. She VIP there. Like she go in there. Everybody know her. Bitch know her. So she was like, if you're gonna propose, you should do it there.
Calling her bluff.
And she was like, I mean, if you're gonna do it, you should do it like 2/20/2020. And I told her, I was like, man, I'm not gonna propose on 2/20/2020 because you said it and you want me to do it then and da 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 da. I bought the ring 2 weeks after we had that conversation because she showed me the ring that was on her
my dream board, my vision board. You remember my vision board?
And she's like, this is the ring I want. Bought the ring, and I had it in my. She had a show Valentine's Day. I had it in my pocket. Show to Savannah. I had it in my pocket. Like I carried it in my pocket, and then so I was trying to do this big elaborate stuff. This big elaborate. I'm calling people, hey, and then I tried to do it in the middle of the day. I'm like, we're gonna get married. We're gonna get engaged. 2/20/2020 at 2:20, right? So I was doing too much. So I got a call. I was like, okay, Gotta have Charles there to take pictures. Gotta have her best friend Stormy. Gotta have my best friend there. Anybody else? I'm trying to invite you. If you don't come, hey, but this is where we're gonna be. I'm throwing it out there. And so then I go the day before, and I get the donuts that say it basically they spell out "marry me" in the donuts. And so she has her best friend, my best friend. They're sitting there. I had told her a week before. I was like, "Hey, babe, I need you to take off next Thursday. I got a dance competition. I want you to go with me." She was like, "Yeah, I got you." Da. She took off. She didn't expect nothing. She's like, "What you want me to wear?" I said, "Some of you don't mind taking pictures." She's like, "What you want my face to look like?"
Like, that's easy for me.
She's like, "Do I need a face?" I was like, "Yeah, eyebrows, please." Please. She's like, "Which wig you want, girl? The colorful one." And so she went. She got dressed. We in the car. I was like, "Babe, let's stop for donuts." She was like, "Of course, let's stop for donuts."
So hold on, pause. At any point, Coco, do you know what's happening?
No, honestly. Because she told me that we were going to her dance competition or something. And in my head, I'm like, you know how I get ready for a show. I got a gig bag. I got all this. She comes over, nothing. I'm like, well, I guess it's different than my world. All right, bitch, buckle up, get in. Let's go. So I'm just like, I guess this is what we're doing. I have to learn in this world too. So I'm like, okay, cool. And she's like, let's go get donuts. And where I was living was literally the halfway point between both donut places because they have two. So I'm like, oh, I'm just going to go to the one on Briarcrest. She's like, no, go downtown. I'm like, okay, guess I'm driving downtown. So I just start driving downtown and here we are.
She walks in. She goes in front of me first. So she walks in. She's laser vision, focused on donuts. And so she walked in and she turns to like the right and she sees her best friend and my best friend just sitting there. And she was like, "Aren't y'all supposed to be at work? Like, why are y'all doing here?" And then my best friend opens the box. By the time she turns around, I'm on one knee. And then she crying. It took her 15 minutes to say yes. My knee was going out. I had to switch knees.
I had to think about it. Had to make sure I was ready. Make sure those were the flavored donuts I wanted. I had questions.
By the time she even said yes, Charles was there with the camera. She was like, "What is he doing here?" Like, and then right after that, we went for noodles because we have noodles.
Noodles. That is so sweet. That was so well thought out. High five on that. So here's an interesting question. How do your families feel?
Well, always the boy is my first concern.
Yeah.
You can't separate them.
I love Keith.
They're like on Snapchat talking behind my back. He will call me to tell her to pick up the phone. I'm like, well, hello to you too, son. They kicked me out of my car at Thanksgiving so he could drive and put me in the back seat.
It's good times.
So they love each other. And like my aunt is like, you getting married again? Are you sure? And she's like, are you pregnant? I'm like, really, Aunt Ann? And why is that? No. So, but yeah, she's fine with it. And I'm just like, okay, here we are. Because like you, no one ever expected me to remarry, right? Let alone, date someone. But right. I mean, it's cool, I guess. I don't care. Either way.
Okay. Crystal, your family cool?
My parents they've been married 57 years. Father's a minister, and I am the only child. And so for the first couple months, I was like, okay, I don't know how I'm going to do this. Like, first couple months, we were married. I was like, they met her before we got married. And so the first couple months we were married, I was like, I don't know how I want to do. Like, I'm really trying to, this is going to be weird. But once I finally told them, they're fine. They're fine. My mother just wants her to come over and wants her to, do her a wig. And my mother's like, ooh, another daughter. Like, they're fine. They was like, we gonna get some grandbabies? I was like, listen, she got a son, she's like 17. I don't know what you want to do.
This factory is closed.
I can get you a puppy or something.
Right.
But
we got a bunny coming.
A bunny.
How do you feel about rabbits? Because I'm done.
So, but they're cool. They're just, if I'm happy, they're happy. As long as I'm happy, they know she's not, treating me bad. Like the relationship previous to her, they seen all of it, and they was like, we don't want you to ever be with anybody like that again.
Aww.
And then like with her, she's completely different. We like her. We kind of like her more than you most times. So if y'all not gonna work, you could just drop her off here and you could just keep it pushing. Like, so I mean, I'm glad. And then at the wedding, my friends and her friends meshed so well. Like the day after, everybody Facebook friends.
Just a ratchet on top of
it was ratchet. I mean,
just bougie ratchet, because a bunch of burlesque people and then a bunch of dancer Atlanta people. It was
a time.
But it was fun.
Alcohol infused time.
Because we had the whole bed and breakfast to ourselves. So once we were there, everybody was there, safe and cool, and we were good for the weekend.
Then nobody had to leave after the wedding. So they drunk. If you intoxicated, where you going? Right upstairs to your bed or right downstairs to your bed? We made sure everybody was comfortable and that everybody would be safe. And it was a great weekend. It was a great weekend. Wow. And then the week after in the mountains, it was a good time.
Oh, y'all did it beautifully. I love it. Well, that sounds about right, though. That sounds about right. Yes, exactly. Exactly.
We had a whole wedding planned, and 2 weeks before, scrapped the whole thing, and she made a whole new wedding. We had a place, settings, food, everything, alcohol. 2 weeks. The honeymoon, her. I showed up. I just showed up. I showed up to the wedding.
I was just going to say.
I made sure everybody that was on my side had their coat. I was there. I was like, ain't nobody come to see me anyway, so I was there. I did my part. But it was all her planning, and that's another reason, like, why I'm going to marry this lady. Because, like, her planning and everything, like, she has just made me a completely better person. Like, I was trash. I was trash before I met her. But as soon as I met her, start going to the club, start hanging out with people. They see me, they on Facebook like, hey, how you doing? I'm engaged. What? When you get engaged? What's? Oh, a couple weeks. 3 months later. Hey, how you doing? Fine. Married. What you was just, I don't know. Lesbians. We move quick. So
you, because I was willing to stretch it out and wait and all this. And you're like, I'm like,
nah, we finna, nope. We in here.
Nice. Because that was going to be my next question. How do you handle her extremes?
Me or her?
You.
She's talking
How
about
do you handle her extremes?
Day by day.
Mm-hmm.
Meditation. We gotta, just she doesn't sugarcoat anything. She is what she is. Nothing, right? She is what she is. Like, you take her as you like. If she's like, if you don't like it, I mean, you could always leave. I said I could, but that's not really what I'm trying to do. So we in this. You learn to adapt and compromise and communicate. You communicate. You gotta communicate.
Okay, so you, Coco. Now again, because I know, and Crystal knows that you are extreme and you are picky about who you share your time and space with. What makes her different? What made you say, I can really do this?
It was the one being comfortable with my lifestyle, because that has always been a hurdle. They like, I make it for money, and everybody's not going to deal with that. And if they can deal with that, they can't deal with the extra attention or the random gifts or people sending random money. And so I gave her a test, and I'm like, okay, you can come to a show. No one comes to my shows because that's my job. I'm working. So, and that was like her test. Can she get through this show without irritating me? Because I'm working. And I remember going there going upstage, face, whatever, putting on my dressing robe and coming back down the stairs, and she had a glass of champagne waiting for me. I'm like, yep, that does it.
Right.
We're in here. So I'm like, okay. And then she gave me my space to do what I needed to do, because when you're performing, you have to talk to people, greet people, blah, blah, blah. And instead of crowding me, she gave me that space. And I'm all about space. I need space. I like being alone. It's weird. But she gave me that space. I'm like, okay, she can handle this. So I made her run the gamut of shows to show her what my life was actually like. She went to 3 shows in 1 week. That second show almost took her out. She was tired.
From Savannah, then we got back from Savannah. You had a show that following Tuesday?
A few days later. So it was Atlanta. Then we drove to Savannah, drove back. Then maybe 24 hours later, had another show. I'm like, okay. And that was maybe the second picture, because I never showed her face. I always kept her very private. Like, I was literally in the car going to get more noodles after the show. And there's a picture of me and her with her head on my shoulder, because she was just done. She was exhausted because we were out all night, of course. So I'm like, okay, she can handle this. So let's just see what happens. Let me just stop dating the other people I was dating and and focus on this and see what happens. And here we are.
Nice. Okay, so Coco, tell me about your first emotional breakdown with her. Do you remember it?
Planning the wedding.
Mm.
Yeah, that was it. And that was that our first fight? No, it wasn't our first fight, but it was the biggest one. Mm-hmm. Because you know me, I'm all about my list, my timetables, budgeting, whatever. And I gave her one simple task.
One job.
One. She didn't do it. I lost my shit. I'm like, you know what? Fine. We don't have to do this. We don't have to get married. I'm not concerned. I've been alone. I can be alone again. No sweat off of my back. And then it was this blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay, you need to calm down and breathe and communicate more. You have to realize everyone doesn't move at the same pace you do. You move fast when it comes to getting things done. So I took a step back, consulted with those same friends, and I'm like, okay, I made a whole bunch of task lists with dates and whatever links for everything she needed, dates I needed them done by. I had a whole dry erase board with a checklist on it, so she could physically come when she came over, check it off and keep it moving. And she got it together for that part. Because it was either we do it this way or we're not going to do it at all.
How were you feeling at that time, Crystal, during the breakdown?
Shambles. I was in shambles. I was like, okay, listen, I'm so sorry. I have never done this before. You have to talk to me. You have to let me know. I am the only child. Responsibility who? Budget where? I need what? You said I got to put up all of my money where? I have to put what where? I said, no, I'm not doing it. But you have to explain to me. She had to explain to me, like, if you want to get married, it's about being married together. Like, we have to do this together. Your money, my money, yeah, but it's technically our money. We have to fund it together. And if we want something done and we want to get it done, we have to get it together. If you can't do it, let me know. Let me know ahead of time, because procrastination is horrible. Let me know ahead of time. Don't let me know the day before that you can't do it. Don't let me know, hey, I need this now. Okay, see, what had happened was, that's her thing. I'm still learning that you have to communicate with your wife. You have to communicate, and like, you can't just spend money frivolously because you're not single anymore. You're not just dating anymore. You're not just engaged anymore. You're married. If you got bills, you got something you got bills. Because now it's not just one person, it's two people. Three, really. Three, because he's graduating. He's college. So he has things he needs. From just graduation stuff to just him in general. So, and I'm still learning. It's the process every day, like, but that it's not just me anymore. And if I want to keep her, all of this beautiful lady right here, I have to communicate that, and I have to make sure that she knows that I'm here, that I'm trying, and I'm working on it. I love her. She love me sometimes. She love me. She might not love me today, but she love me sometimes.
Listen,
she love me sometimes.
She has to love you because again, she said I had to take a step back and consult some people. I'm sitting here thinking, we took a step back. That makes my heart so happy. It really does. That really does. And I'd love to hear how you all are communicating because it's a growth process. You are learning how to collide and make it happen. So that's amazing. That's amazing.
Even being engaged and then to being married and then to being 6 months married and then now coming up on
almost a year.
We've been together a year, but it'll be 9 months on the 14th that we've been married. 9 months, and it's just every day. It's like when they say you learn something about somebody every day, you learn something every day. I'll be like, what? I didn't.
Like she found out that I ate Jell-O, and it was just like,
what was that? What was that? A buffet?
It's just like, when did you eat Jell-O? I'm like,
and she was like, Jell-O. I like Jell-O. I was like, don't it got pork in it? Girl, ain't you a vegan? But I like Jell-O. I was like, well, damn. And so the next week, I bought her some Jell-O. Like, I'm like, and so it's literally learning. It's because when you get two people, completely different people from completely different worlds, completely different backgrounds, with completely different lifestyles, really, and you put them together, it's not always gonna be unicorns, rainbows, and glitter. Sometimes that shit, it rains heavy, hurricanes, it gets hard, and you just gotta, you gotta get through it. Because once you get through it, you can learn from what you just went through. You gotta get through it and learn through it.
Oh, Coco, you got a good one. You got a good one. She's got a good head on her shoulders, man. How old are you, Crystal, if I may ask?
Oh, that's the kicker. Come on.
I'm 32.
Oh.
So there's a gap in age. And when I get angry, I have to take that into consideration. I'm like, did I act like this at that age? No. Okay. But still give her a chance. And don't like knock her head in between the stove and the refrigerator because that's not healthy. I have to reel it in.
I like that though. I like that reeling in. I like it. I like it. I like it. And you know what it sounds like I hear is that you all made a conscious decision to work at this. You know,
and we went to therapy. That was like one. I was extremely adamant about that, given like the status of my first marriage. I'm like, we're going to counseling before we get married, but then the earth imploded and no counselors were available. So we finally found one. Maybe was it September, October?
Yeah,
somewhere around that time, between August and October. And we worked through a few things because it was getting rocky. Because one, we're locked in a house together. Nothing is normal. Everybody's agitated, and we're figuring it out. So going to therapy those few months it helped a lot. It opened up her being able to communicate more.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And you able to
tell her when I need her to communicate instead of assuming she knows.
Mm-hmm. I don't be knowing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You remind me.
I've never had to know. I've never like when I tell her this is new, this is new. And so it's everything. I like, you have to communicate. I mean, but I thought you can't think somebody know. You can't assume they know. You can't, if you don't tell them, they don't know. as much as of a mind reader as she is, and as much stuff as she know before I tell her, I still gotta tell her. And I, it's not even like I'm trying to be sneaky or like I'm trying to lie and leave stuff out. It's just I just be head in the clouds. Head in the clouds. I'm like, she know, that's my wife. She know, but she don't. And it's wrong for me to assume that she just knows, because that's not how communication works. That's not how marriage works.
That's right. That's right. That's right. Coco, what do you like most about Crystal?
It irritates the hell out of me. She knows exactly what I'm talking about. That damn TikTok. It should just be, God, stop moving. Just stop moving. But she can actually really dance. Like, she's a dancer, but I'm a performer. Two totally different realms.
Absolutely.
So she'll start doing stuff, and I'm like, I don't know how to do that. My body doesn't work that way. And I'll do it extra wrong just to irritate her. And she's like, don't do that when we go out in public. I'm like,
when we go out in public.
Right. So that's what I like. Like, she knows that I'm doing it wrong. And she's like, I can teach you how to do this. I'm like, you're not finna embarrass me in front of you. But it's like, she's willing to like try to make me learn these TikTok dances. And I'm like, no, not my ministry. Y'all got this.
Crystal, same like, question.
Right, her physical ability, basically.
Her drive and her energy when she wants something done, or she wants to do something, she puts her whole heart, her whole mind, and everything in it, laser focused. And her determination, like, she is one of the most determined, gifted, talented. When I tell you talented, like, she can do everything and has done everything. You can do a lot, baby.
Yeah, a lot, but not everything. I can't dance.
So, she can dance how she dances.
That's right.
Girls is dancing, so she can dance how she dances.
That's
so
right.
She can do everything from cooking. For her vocabulary is attractive to me. Like, she's amazing. She's always like, just from her list, her records of everything she's done and awards and all that stuff is just astonishing to me. And she can sing, but she be trying to play. I can sing. She be trying to sing, and she's amazing.
You sing?
And then look at her eyes. I don't know if you can see them, but she has these amazing eyes. And I told her on the first date, I was like, you and these eyes, ma'am, you're gonna get you married.
and
here we are. Here we are.
Okay, so last question, guys. What makes your marriage different?
I would say I'm an asshole, but no, that ain't it.
Because I'm an asshole too. So.
We're big kids. Like, we will play Mario Kart, and then when I beat her, I'm like, I bought the game. Yeah, I'm gonna beat you. Or I beat her in Mortal Kombat. I don't play this game no more. Or she gets beat in Uno. She doesn't like to lose, but she doesn't know how to win. So makes it great for me. But yeah, we're big kids. We watch cartoons. We play board games. We play card games. She tried to teach me how to play spades. I didn't realize you couldn't play with just two people. It's great.
You can, but it's just, that's not the type of space we try to pay. I'm like, I need a partner, babe. Like, I don't know, cut me. If you want to cut me, cut. Don't cut.
But yeah, we're goofy, and that's like, I can be goofy. Like, if I want to jump on the bed, I can jump on the bed. Or if I decide she's going to sleep too early, I can just like
wake me up by just poking me or just in my ear. Just, hey, what you doing? Wake up. Hey, what you doing? Wake up.
Have a nice nap. Or, just taking a sports water bottle and dripping water on her face with extremely cold water. It's fine. I'm bored. You should wake up too.
We like, this was, we were engaged at this point, I believe. We literally built a fort We built a fort. Like we got all the chairs, we got covers, turn the TV off. We slept in the fort. We had cards, we had snacks, shots. We was like, and we were just there entertained for hours. And I'm just in my head like, wow, this woman is amazing. We are on the floor. We are building a fucking fort. Like we ain't got no bed, no TV, no nothing. Like we just in here. And the fact she just was like, yeah, let's build a fort. Come on. She thought I was playing. I'm like, girl, let's build this shit.
She built it wrong, of course. I had to fix it.
Everything I do, it's wrong. Because if it ain't up to her standard, it's wrong. It can be silver, but if it ain't gold, it's the wrong thing.
I'm gonna be praying for you.
And that's what I gotta learn. I just have to accept some stuff I don't even do because it's gonna be wrong. Even if I did it right, it's gonna be wrong. So I just let her do it. She's like, why are you there? She's like, you don't cook. Why? Why would I cook? Because you don't want me in your kitchen. You don't want me in your kitchen. So why would I be in there cooking for you to be like, I mean, this was good, but you should have this, and this. Don't even worry about it. You got it. Go ahead and cook. I'll buy the world. You can cook. I got it. Don't even worry about it. But I just think that us as a couple, we've joined our personalities, and when you see one, you see the other one, you know, like I love her in a completely different way than I've ever loved anybody before. That she hates when I get sappy, but it's the cancer in me. So
she's the girly one, just so we're clear,
and that's fine.
It's obvious.
She wants to be a young man sometimes, so I let that Memphis come out. And when she started playing that Memphis music, I just go over there and lay down and just like, all right. See, we chose violence today. All right, so and that's why I love her. I can be however I want to be with her. I can, if I don't feel like being the masculine part for the day, she got it. So I got. It's really a versatile relationship, and that's what I enjoy the most about it. It's really versatile. You know, it's not perfect, but nothing's supposed to be perfect, but it's imperfectly perfect for us. So we got to work through learning, and you know, I don't see myself with anybody else.
Yeah.
I don't care, her in this face, whatever, but I don't see myself with anybody else.
Yes, somebody made a comment about the Memphis music. Yes, Coco is Memphis. Memphis is home for her.
And then she
so
get
every
mad.
now and again, the little $8 MJG is gonna come out.
Right. Like I had to play her fly for her, and I'm like, how do you not know what is this? Hold on, just going through YouTube, and then she gets mad because she's like, "Ma'am, can you put your finger guns away, please?" I'm like,
stop shooting.
He's like, y'all are all going to jail. Y'all just murdering people and punching people in the face. Yes, that's what we do.
She threatens me with Memphis lyrics. Like, it's just...
Y'all love us. You love us. You marry us.
I did.
That's what it is. That's what it is. Thank you, Paddens. I had to hear you all's fairy tale. Your photos are amazing. You always look so happy. I knew it was work, but I didn't know the story. So thank you so much for sharing, Coco. I am so happy that you are happy. And Crystal, I am happy that you are loving like you've never loved before. You deserve that. And I don't even know you. I'm just saying, you deserve that. You deserve that. So thank you so much. Share. And keep glowing, ladies, because y'all look amazing.
That's her. She make me look good. This is her lighting.
Yeah, man. It's a whole lighting setup.
Of course, I know it was a whole production. I know it was.
It is.
Well, you all have a wonderful night. I love you and talk to you soon.
Love you too. I'll see you soon.
Yes, please. When the world opens up. Right.
We'll figure it out.
We're going to end on that face right there.
Atlanta open.
Oh, I don't even want to talk about y'all.
That's okay. We're in the burbs, so we're fine.
Okay. Stay there. Bye, y'all.
Bye.
As usual, guys, such a fun show. I love that love comes in so many shapes, so many sizes, so many packages. You cannot put love in a container. And when you find it, That is what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to work at it to make it work day by day, minute by minute. Even though they experience unicorns and rainbows, have you ever tried to climb up a rainbow? It's some work. It's some work. So I applaud you guys on working daily to strengthen your relationship and learn more and more about each other every single day. Thank you so much, guys, for supporting me. I love you, Ebony. I love you, Pam. I love you, Nina. Thank you so much for always tuning in and having my back. And I hope you have a wonderful week. Peace, love, and glitter.